School breaks.
Welcome to the King Moolah podcast. Welcome to the King Moolah podcast. Welcome to the King Moolah podcast, y'all. Welcome.
All right. Very, very interesting day. Well, yeah. Nah, it's a chill Saturday. We love that. We love that out here. It's a chill Saturday, not too much going on, you know. This is after Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate, or happy Turkey Day. Yeah, it's pretty chill. It was a really good holiday for me. It was a really good holiday. I loved it, you know. Can't wait for the next one. And just whatever has put things back into perspective for me, I'm just gonna keep on going and keep on doing whatever I need to do to make these types of moments more abundant in my life. Make those types of, it doesn't even have to be necessarily a holiday, just those type of moments where it could be with family or friends, or, you know, new experiences. They can be more abundant in my life. I feel like it's kind of been lacking, but I'm definitely gonna manifest that into a real thing because I want that. All right, yeah. Today's topic. Okay, so since it's a chill Saturday, I was thinking about doing something else, but nah, it was just a little too rigid. Just a bit too serious. And I don't want to do serious on like a chill day like this. It's you know, it's a good feeling. You know, it's a bit rigid. You know, it's kind of chill. So it's something that I actually wouldn't talk about. It's about school breaks, you know, just to keep it light. It's an idea that I really wanted to like see what I wanted to say about it, see like from what I've experienced in grade school until like what I see now in grade school, and pretty much with the school breaks. Now, school breaks, as most people know, at least in the U.S. of A., the ways how school breaks usually were broken down. We'd have breaks. We'd have days off. That could be just one day for certain holidays that aren't as big as the big 2 or 3. But actually, let me just say 2 because Halloween, they usually have school, and I've never really seen a day Halloween ever be anybody took a day off for Halloween. I've never seen that. So the big 2, which is Thanksgiving and Christmas. So with me in Florida, at least from what I've seen, even I've been around the state a lot. I've been to school around the state. I've moved a lot. So the way that I've seen it, the format for it is similar. It's just sometimes it's on different days, or sometimes it's the amount of days. But for like But we all know like the regular national federal holidays, they would be give you that day off. Like if it was Arbor Day, like one that's on a Monday, they give you that day off. Memorial Day, that's Friday. I think you get that day off depending on where you at. But the big ones that I'm talking about, they're usually just in time for the season. And also summer break is also a break as well from school. So that's definitely going to be included. But when school starts after summer break, you get days off, but then you start. And then afterwards, until pretty much November is when you start to see you have either a week off or 3 days off. I had 3 days off in a point in time for Thanksgiving, and it was only Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That sucked so bad because I used to see other kids in different counties that they had the whole week off, and I was jealous about that because I'm like, come on, I don't want to go to school for these 2 days just so just so I only have like a 5-day weekend. You can call it a 5-day weekend from the middle of the week to all the way to Saturday and Sunday. It's just like I really didn't like that. I don't know. I think where I went to school at, I think they changed it to a week now. Cause listen, nowadays these kids got so many days off, especially here in Florida. It is crazy how many days they get off just cause. I'm like, bro, are they like that wasn't even a thing back then. That was not a thing a decade ago. The amount of days that they got off. Now, of course, when it comes to like hurricane season and an actual hurricane is coming, yeah, you're gonna have to take some days off for safety reasons, emergency evacuations and stuff like that. That's all cool and all that stuff, but even before that, these kids are getting days off like it's nothing, and I'm like, what is all these days off? Or like, what are they doing with all these days off? All these kids are just home or whatever that they doing, and it must have sucked. I don't know. As a parent, I feel like a parent in this economy with all them days off, man, it must have sucked for work and stuff like that. It couldn't be me. I couldn't. I wouldn't. I'd be so annoyed every time they get off. It felt like every week, at least this year, for Florida specifically, Florida kids, students, felt like every single week between September and October, they had like days off, so many days off. I don't know why. I really don't. And it made no sense to me. Like our breaks were not, we got a little few days off and stuff like that, but not as much as them. They really getting it. I would have enjoyed it as a kid. I like seeing it as a kid, like having that many days off. I would have loved it. I would have loved it for sure because school was kind of annoying in a lot of times, but a lot of times it wasn't. But in general, I was like, yeah, if I wanted to stay home, I would. I really would have. But you can't stay home because kids got to be in schools, federal laws, and you don't want to get your parents in trouble. So yeah, so had to go, even though they ain't really teach as much. But yeah, that was fun while it lasted, I guess. You can reminisce every now and then. I don't miss school. I kind of just miss like of how like it did feel slow. For some reason, it felt slow. Like trying to get to the breaks, they felt slow. And then when the break comes, they felt like they just, at times they felt short, and then other times they felt really long. There was actually some where it was like, for some kids, it was like 2 weeks. I remember my winter breaks, they were always good. There was at least 2.5 weeks, at least 2.5. And I loved that every single time. The spring break, I think everybody's spring break was usually a week. No matter where I went, it was usually a week. But fall break, which is Thanksgiving break, that varied wherever you went to school. whatever county you went to school in. It varied. The difference between now and then, their breaks are a bit. Well, it depends. I guess it depends where, but from what I see, their breaks, as far as actually scheduling, like days, like weeks off, their breaks are a little bit shorter than what I had. At least mainly for winter break, because they only had like 2 weeks. We had like 2.5, but they only had like 2 weeks, and that was just almost 3 weeks. I think it was 3 weeks one time. That was wild. I loved it. I loved it. As a kid, you love this type of thing. But yeah, it's just like that. But yeah, I think it's very important that there was this one, the main reason why I was making this episode is because I remember in school, grade school, there was this question, or it was either a discussion about teachers and something like that. Maybe a survey that they did. It could have been all three, to be honest. But it was about how we should have our breaks. Like if we had like 2 weeks of schooling, every 2 weeks that we would go to school, and then the third week we'd have off. Like the whole week we'd have off. And then in that format, it would be like school would be yearly instead of 9 months. Instead of 9.5 months. It'd be yearly. So 2 weeks of school, get it out of there. But when I actually think about it, how would that determine if you can get passed or not? Like, how would that format even work, to be honest? Maybe it just depends on maybe just being in it and seeing how that would work out. Because I wouldn't know how to, because with all the planning that they would have to do, well, I guess they'll plan off of every third week because everybody will have it off, and then they'll be able to plan the next 2 weeks. But yeah, I don't know the how to pass students or make them go to the next grade level. That'd be kind of interesting to see. I just have to wonder how it'll work, and it'll be a big shift, to be honest, because people are used to what we have now. They got the Thanksgiving break, and then you got 3 weeks after you got winter break, and then in spring, either March or April, you got a 1 week off, and then you got summer, which is usually 2.5 months. That's just for grade school. College is different. Colleges, you have actually a lot longer span of time between a lot of this stuff. They have the same amount of breaks off, but it's usually longer. And college classes and semesters, they're shorter than regular grade school. So you could have a whole month off for winter break before your next semester that starts in the spring. That's what they call a spring semester. And then you'd have the week off for spring, and then you have summer. You can take summer classes, but you'd have summer off until like really, really close to September. So that'd be about 3 months instead of 2.5. That'd be like you get an extra 2. So yes, so it's different for grade school and college and higher learning or continuing education, as they would call it professionally. But yeah, that format for kids with the yearly, or I think it was another one where it was like 1 week of school and 2 weeks off. And I might have just mixed up the two, or maybe that was actually a part of it. And thinking about it now, it wouldn't make no sense. Like 1 week of school over and then 2 weeks off. Like I don't know how that would work. That seems like that'd be bad. I don't think that would help anybody, unless that people are actually teaching. If when I say that, I mean like if the schools are actually teaching the students to go after their passion and go after to sharpen their skills and talents, the real life skills and their talents into doing what they want to do. That's more so towards my world building that I talked about in the earlier podcast episodes about world building, and actually I'm not done with that one too. So that's coming up. So I just gave y'all a preview. I don't need to write it down or anything because I got that ready. I got that exactly what I missed out on the first part, but it's a continuous thing because building a world, it takes some time. I tried to do that on the fly and it just didn't all the way come. It didn't. I was definitely missing some parts because I wanted to get more in depth into it. So I think it's very important that, I think it's very important that gets more in depth. So, you're gonna see it whenever that comes out. But yeah, that format for school breaks, I really loved school breaks as a kid, and I think it's I think maybe I did see, this was early on too, is where I used to just like pay attention to like a lot of the surveys that they said in class, or maybe it's just the news or something, wherever I was getting the information from. It was talking about how, students with, or maybe it was a discussion, and then it's talking about students having such a long time off. They mainly were talking about summer break. Having a long time off, like 2.5 months, and then forgetting about everything that they learned in school, that might have been a lot. It could have been people talking, it could have been videos I watched, it could have been a lot of that, all of that. But they're saying having all that time off without them really learning anything or retaining the information that they learned really just sets them up for failure. Now, I do understand that. But at the same time, well, actually, first and foremost, the parents should be really on top of their kids. Even on summer break, yeah, they're going to have fun and stuff, but still keep the kids reading all the things that they want. They don't have to read the boring passages and paragraphs that they made us read in school. They don't have to. Give them something interesting to read. I'm pretty sure, especially now, kids got things that they like. Just make them read the things that they like, and it will serve them so much better than not having them read at all. So that's with that. But but what I was gonna say, I was thinking with the kids retaining the information and not retaining the information, but being away for so long on summer break. I think it's more so school is not really teaching you anything. So it's like, even if they forgot that information, they're not really going to forget too much of the basics, because the basics, they drill that in for a while, at least. I think as a society, people need to, yes, let me say that. People do need to start teaching the kids more at home. You can't expect the schools to do everything for you. You also gotta be the example. So the parents really gotta get on that. And I think if the schools were helping you develop more life skills, more survival skills, and real skills that can get you into the workforce faster, or that can get you to become a productive and a highly valued human being. Well, everybody should be valued, but but people to work in their dreams and their interests and their hobbies, and get the passion and get that fulfillment out of that, we'd go way farther, because this No Child Left Behind thing, a lot of these children should have been, they are left behind, but they're passing them. They're only passing them, but they're really they're passing them, but they're still being left behind. They're moving up grades, but they're being left behind because after that diploma, guess what? They got to get a job, go to workforce. Some of them might go to the military, but a lot of them are stuck struggling because they don't have anything outside of reading and outside of, English, outside of, English, math, social studies, that really didn't teach them much of anything, or really didn't get them, that they really didn't propel them to learn about themselves and learn about their skills and develop and allow them to sharpen it so that they can be highly skilled once they get their high school diploma. A lot of schools ain't doing that. Public schools, I should say. Private schools and all those other schools, they might have a little more, but it's also, I think it also affects them as well. So, but that going back to say school breaks, they were fun for a while. I mean, I'm still, in college, and I don't know yet if I'm gonna return back, because I mean, I already got my degree. I already got a degree, but depending on the field that I want to go in, some of them are asking for, to continue your educations all the way up to like masters and doctorates and stuff like that. And I don't have a problem with it. I just want to make sure it's worth it. I'm just biding my time, sharpening my skills, because I feel like all this schooling and then they're not really sharpening the skills is kind of setting me up for failure. And I want to have these skills ready to go and ready to use, because I've been learning a lot about IT and tech. That's my thing. That is me. So I definitely want to continue to stay in that and continue to gain new skills and sharpen those as well, and gain all the skills I already have now, because that's the plan, while also feeding my hobbies, interests, and all these other things. But for the main things of getting me established and gaining me stability, that's exactly the thing that I want to do. And I think a lot of people need to get that started. And it really people just need to take that into account. But with school breaks, I don't know if it's really helping you. So I'm just gonna leave y'all with a question. It's gonna be, like, I think I said everything that I wanted to say for this episode. So, but I want to leave y'all with a question. Do y'all think that what am I saying? What is going on here? Do you guys think? Okay, something's up with this. That the format that I introduced with the 2 weeks of schooling, like it's a year-round schooling. So there is no huge breaks like the summer break and stuff like that. With the year-round schooling, the 2 weeks of learning, and then the 1 week on the third week it's off, and then you come back on the fourth week of the month. How would that work? Do you think it'll be good? Do you think it'll be bad? You're indifferent about it? Like, I want you guys to sit with that question. Sit with that question and think about it. Just really think about it. How would that look like in society? So the format for the school, year-round schooling, 2 weeks off, how would that look to you? How do you think that would affect society? How do you think that would affect the economy and maybe parenting? Well, it will affect parenting as well, because a lot of the things based around kids, like schooling, they have to manage their time around the kids' schedules, with daycare, from daycare to extracurricular activities to home life to, just how would that look like? I just sit with that, all right? And with that being said, drink some water, go outside, get some sunlight, if you got some sunlight. It was kind of rainy yesterday, but, that was a day to stay in for me. But sun is out now, but it's cold. It's really cold still. Yeah, that cold front not going anywhere for Florida. Yeah, but be kinder to people. It takes no money at all out of your pocket to be kind to people. $0 to be kind to people. So just do that. It's very important for, what people are going through, and also it helps society. Just be kinder. Compliment them if you can, when you can. Yeah, so, just be a better person. Be a better human being. Be the change you want to see. All right? I'm King. It's King Moolah TV Podcast, y'all. I'm out of here. Kerbubble.